Welcome to the Curious Head channel. Here you will find a variety of interesting facts. Subscribe now so you don't miss any updates. In 2022, with the World Cup in Qatar, there was a clash of cultures when the host country of the event finally opened its doors to officially receive tourists from all over the world. Among so many prohibitions, codes of conduct, racial and homophobic crimes that go against human rights, and that cannot be normalized as something cultural, the treatment of women was also very put on the agenda, as it often happens in most countries in the Middle East. In March 2021, a United Nations (UN) report described that Iranian women and girls are treated as second-class citizens, also citing the practice of widespread child marriage involving girls between the ages of 10 and 14, weak protections against domestic violence and lack of legal autonomy for women. Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, women's civil rights have been restricted and several laws have been enacted, such as the introduction of compulsory headscarves, hijab. With Western movements influenced by media and social media overload, the government of Iran plans to use artificial intelligence to identify women who misuse the headscarf. The veil of oppression. The use of the hijab was supposed to be just a personal religious choice made by women. However, in Iran, it acquired a character of oppression and marginalization. Under the hijab and chastity law, the country requires women and girls over the age of 9 to wear a scarf covering their neck, head, mouth, hair and arms. Disobedience or misuse of the veil leads to imprisonment for up to 2 months, and may also receive 74 or more lashes as a form of punishment. In September 2022, 22-year-old Mahsa Amini was traveling with her family from the western province of Kurdistan in Iran to the capital Tehran to visit relatives when she was beaten by the regime's moral police for allegedly failing to comply with the hijab regulations in the country. Afterwards, the woman was dragged from the vehicle, given a voice of arrest and taken to a legal re-education center. Amini's family was informed that she had been transferred to an intensive care unit at Kasra Hospital within hours of her arrest. Upon arriving at the scene, the parents received the news that Amini was in a coma due to brain death, although the police said that the young woman suffered only a heart attack. That move is in line with a recent move by Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, who ordered a crackdown on women's rights and called for strict enforcement of the country's mandatory dress code. Technology in disguise. With a view to maintaining the decorum of women, Mohammad Salah Hashemi Golpayegani, secretary of the Headquarters for the Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice in Iran, announced that the government will use facial recognition technology in public transport and places to identify women who do not comply with the new strict law on the wearing of the headscarf. On August 15, 2022, the President of Iran signed the decree to make this project viable and also reinforce the increasingly punitive crackdown on women's clothing, 1 month after the National Day of Chastity and Hijab, which sparked protests across the country. The country, with women posting videos uncovered in public places. In the following weeks, Iranian television responded to these protests with nationally televised arrests and forced confessions. Sapita Rashno, 28, was one of the women hunted by the government on social media after a video went viral of her being scolded by a passenger for being improperly dressed on public transport. Arrested by authorities, Rashno was beaten and forced to openly apologize to the passenger who harassed her. As Azadeh Akbari, a researcher at the University of Twente, in the Netherlands, made clear, this initiative by the Iranian government is just one of a series of violent and antiquated forms of technology to try to mask the control of a totalitarian country. Since 2015, women have been carrying biometric identity cards with a chip that stores data such as iris scans, fingerprints and facial images. The government is likely to use this information with facial recognition technology to identify every woman who violates the mandatory dress code, both on and off the internet. Also, according to Akbari, with the government in possession of all the faces, they can locate these women in seconds. Muting is guaranteed. Don't forget to leave your comments below. I'm always interested in hearing your opinions. Thanks for watching, and until next time.